Welcome to IGTV. I am Angeline Ong, and this is your special look ahead to Tuesday, the 27th of February. We start in Japan, where we're looking out for inflation numbers. If we see a weakening of that number, that would complicate things for the Bank of Japan, which is thought to be planning to end negative interest rates in the coming months. And they've been keeping an eye on the yen under pressure in the near term. Just looking at the dollar versus the yen here, because it is holding steady at around 150.69 there, as you can see, after having fallen already more than 6%, the yen falling more than 6% against the dollar so far this year. What's also interesting is that Japan fell into a technical recession in the second half of 2023, and what these inflation figures might mean if they are indeed lower is that it might not help the Bank of Japan in its aims to end negative interest rates anytime soon. A little later on in the day, we have the consumer confidence reading out of Germany, forecast for March negative 29. And then we also have further figures from the US, durable goods orders, the S&P Case-Shiller home price index, consumer confidence numbers, and the API crude oil inventories as well. Just bring up the dollar basket for you because it is indeed a very big week for economic data out of the US. And the dollar seems to be lower at the moment before an inflation-heavy week. Just giving you the 15-minute chart here because, as you can see there, it is trickling steadily lower there. And what is also key will be the core PCE index. This is the Fed's preferred measure of inflation, and it's due out on Thursday. Forecast 0.4% rise on a monthly basis. If we get this figure, and perhaps it could give the dollar a bit of a lift, perhaps, because a lot of the data out recently have painted a very strong U.S. economy, and that might mean that the Federal Reserve might continue with its pause stance on interest rates for a little longer. A little later on in the week, we also have some other details or prints out from the U.S., including the GDP, and also some jobless claims numbers, although the big jobs number comes out in the following week. In terms of earnings, we've got Aberdeen and Smith & Nephew out with full-year earnings. In the retail space, we've got Puma full-year numbers, Bouygues full-year as well, and we've got Munich Re and Red out with full-year numbers too. From the US, the big one will be eBay, out with fourth quarter numbers. American Electric Power, Virgin Galactic, Urban Outfitters will also be reporting, but really it will be eBay. And eBay, as you can see here as I pull up the daily chart, is an all-session stock on the IG platform. What's interesting about the stock is it has languished really for a bit in especially if you compare it to the highs last seen around October 2021. It has really languished in this sort of trend channel that has been stuck in between around the 5215 level and also, I'm going to try and draw that for you, the 5215 level and also the 3565. So between those lines, but we're seeing a bit of a wedge forming here at the moment if I show you the nearer term picture. And as you can see here, 4462, the highs since around the middle of September last year. And we track that joining the tentative lines at the bottom of the wicks rather. We have two tentative touches. Two touches at tentative, 3 is a strong signal, upward momentum signal. And as you can see, my wedge there brings it to around 4462. If we see this continue to move up, then, and if we see a breakout, then we could see a strong upward next move in this. But at the moment, none of that has broken through yet. And so we haven't seen any breakthrough in that trend just yet. But we are looking out closely at that chart for you. And those are the key events in the coming session. I'm Angeline Ong, and this is IGTV.